And
we are
speaking
underway.
of the timer running, there we go.
And a bomb to start us off. Not bad. So this is normally where you would see the usual map check that our two runners would normally do, but Keysanity's a little devious. It hides the crystal and pendant information from you as well. You need maps for that, and right away, hey, that is actually a good cave to see.
Oh yeah, that's 50 rupees.
Ooh, and 4-packs from the poultry. Very nice.
Ooh. Now, I would not be surprised if I see Alazon go back in there. And it looks like a little too early for that.
Yeah. Uncle has a map for us today. It's to the Hyrule... has a map to Hyrule Castle. And he's in the Hyrule Castle escape sequence area. Fortune teller hut today is the dam, a very important location to find.
Yeah, 300 rupees on Mentos Man's side. Not as impressive, but I think this is about the only time I'd ever actually go to the fortune teller in Randomizer.
Yep. And, ooh, Mentos Man. If you can get past these mini Moldors, oh, not quite. That was the top of Paradox Cave there.
Yeah, that could have worked out really well if he was able to get past that cave, but those mini Moldorms,
yeah,
biting off a little more than he can chew here. I think Mentos Man may want to consider going into Sanctuary.
See where that comes out? Yeah. Getting back to why the dam is so important, though, the water is permanently drained in the dam. So, it's a free item when they go over to the actual dam location, and when they enter... they'll be under Swamp House as soon as they find it. If they have the flippers, of course. And Mentos gonna check this entrance here. And Kakariko was connected to Paradox Cave.
Well, that's a nice little warp zone, but Mentos Man seems to be just taking a little bit of a mental note of things. Alazon finding the library in the witch's hut, and there was a key.
Yep. And the very reason Mentos was making notice because there's 7 items here. One of which is the hammer, a really great find.
Yeah, absolutely. A piece of heart to go with it, but the hammer, now at least he has a blunt object to deal with these mini Moldorms with.
Yeah. And that wasn't a heart piece, that was actually a heart container, but... see, more health is more health. More money as well. Awesome ammo. And we're seeing Alazon set up the Houlihan strat. We got a small key to Dark Palace, 1 of 6, a singular ruby, and 50 rubies here. Now Alazon should have successfully, entered Chris Houlihan. Nice little rupee hoard here, if you can get your hands on it. And another entrance to check, and this one, Paradox Cave, leads us to the waterfall.
I'm actually surprised Mentos Man didn't just head up to Zora. He's got enough...
he tried.
Oh, yeah. Minor little details of the flippers and setting up the fake flippers. Ah.
Yeah.
Getting a little ahead of myself there. Sorry.
Yeah. And the Sanctuary is in the Lost Woods. It's not too bad of a spot. Mushroom spot only 20 rupees. It's an easy drop down as well. Checking the forest gambling spot, and it is... ooh, this is a big one. This is Super Bunny Cave. I don't think you can backtrack in this cave, but it's still 2 free items.
Well, that's a big key to Ganon's tower, so,
That's a huge thing to find. Also, small key to Misery Mire.
So, for those of you that, guessed, let's see, that was about 15 for the number of chests that Mentos Man would open before finding the Ganon's Tower big key, you're a winner.
It's a shame we don't actually play an official big key guessing game for Keysanity because that can happen. But there is the odd chance, there is the rare chance you can still play it. And oh, AGA is required today, folks. As is the boots.
Oh.
Ganon is
like it.
underneath the tree.
And if I may interject, thank you to the Synac for using a Tier 1 sub. Without your support, the Speed Gaming Network would not be possible.
Oh, Allison running into his own bomb explosion, taking a death there. Unfortunate.
Here we go, going back into the sanctuary, so that'll... Wait a second. That's not where he came out the first time. Oh wait, yeah it is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sanctuary's exit is in the Lost Woods. That's what entrance can do to you. It can trip you up. Just because the location on the outside is the same doesn't mean it's the same on the inside.
Oh, very true. Yeah.
And the Great Fairy Cave is Magic Bat. So I think we have to see the well and the Magic Bat Cave itself, but I think no matter what,
here we go, Allison getting the hammer.
Yeah. I think no matter what, we're gonna have an item locked inside the pyramid. Let's hope it's not the well, because that's 5 items. Oh yeah, Quick Swap's the thing here in entrance, isn't it?
This is just, this is too much information for my brain. I can't handle this.
Don't worry, I can keep it up.
I'm sitting here, I'm going, all right, where would they go next? And I'm like, oh yeah, wherever they go next are gonna get whisked off to a random location. So,
Storyteller here, and Blind's Hut did not move too far away, so good spot.
Bombs. Oh, there's a moon pearl for Mentos Man and Blind's Hut. There we go.
And a heart container as well.
And let's see if he gets a nice little bonus gift. Nope, 20 rubies. So Mentos Man having a bit of an advantage here for the moon pearl. Now this will ease the burden of any kind of Dark World entrance areas that we'll find.
Yeah, we'll have to traverse quite easily. And we see the top of Spectacle Rock Cave, and today it's only a compass. Sadly, I do not think entrance in Keysanity is compatible with the hint system. So, not really worth it.
Ooh, that's a bow and escape for Alizon.
Yeah, nice find there.
Looks like Mentos Man picked up the map for Misery Mire.
And the magic cape is on the merchant. And it looks like the lumberjack house is where the chicken house is today. So nothing too important.
Well, Kakariko, I'm almost surprised that this is actually its own area, the backside of the inn there.
Yeah, it's the only entrance you enter from the top. Sick Kid's house, not really worth it. The House of Beds is Checkerboard Cave, and that is the blue mail. Man, just go back. You want that.
Yeah, I think Mentos just kind of using a little bit of muscle memory, seeing the safety vest and realizing, yeah, I want this. All right, I'll go back.
Either that or he was just quickly checking entrances. It happens sometimes. You just immediately check an entrance and you don't actually go out. Oh, geez, there's Turtle Rock. Hi there. That's a nasty entrance to Turtle Rock, though. But hey, it's easy early access from the village. Is he thinking about diving? No, he's just marking that for future reference. Yeah, if you see a runner if you see a runner pausing, it's most likely them taking notes so that they can remember specific locations when they're in go mode.
Well, Allison also just picked up the bad news that, yeah, we're going to be doing Aghanim today.
Yeah. And the boots are somewhere early, and yeah. Alright, so this is not a well-known cave here. This is on Death Mountain normally, and it is a connector. You don't normally see this cave be used, because it just really just loops in on itself. And Meadows Man taking the wrong drop down. You actually want the one on the right there.
Well, Alizon's about to find the Moon Pearl, heading into Blind's hut. Now, pardon my ignorance here, because I avoid the entrance randos like you wouldn't believe. But when you drop down, is that considered an entrance? Or do you always drop down into the area that you would normally drop down from in the vanilla game?
If you're talking about the holes like Ganon's and the...
Yeah, basically like the one Mentos Man just dropped down through.
No, those are not shuffled. They're all on the same map. But drop-downs like the one Allison just took to get the map of Misery Mire, those are shuffled between themselves with the exception of Skull Woods, in which those are exclusively shuffled between themselves.
Okay, so you're not gonna go into the well where the magic bat would be and end up in one of the parts of Skull Woods?
No.
Okay.
No, all the holes are interconnected, at least on this difficulty. There are modes in which they unlink the doors. And then, good luck keeping track of everything. We're a little bit sane here. We're only... Every time you enter a door, it's gonna take you right back where you came in from. And Mentos is gonna go ahead and pick up this map here. It is a map to Tower Hera, so that is information that he can immediately check when he opens his map now.
Now, is it worth opening up your map just to see what Tower of Hera is? Or do you wait until you have a couple more maps and just take a little look-see at that point?
Usually the Dark World maps are more valuable than the Light World maps, and hey, Hookshot K from Mentos Man.
Yeah, it looks like writing down a note and then bailing out of the library.
Well, he has no hookshot, so it makes sense. He doesn't want to waste time there. Oh, hello, Ganon's Tower.
Oh, that's a nice place to hide that.
Yeah, and you can get a few items here as well with the hammer and the bombs in tow. Only can go... Well, you can only get the items in Hope Room. That's about it.
He's got the two chests on the right side that he can get to.
Yes, those are the Hope Room chests. He can't go further to the left, though, despite having the hammer, because he doesn't have the hook shot. And a big key is here to Tower Hera. I think the seed is trying to tell us something.
Yeah, I think I'm getting a little subliminal message. Let me meditate a little bit. Go to Tower of Hera. Yeah, I think I'm.
Well, even if we went up the mountain, Tower Hera may not be where Tower Hera is.
That's very true.
And we're gonna see a little bit of sequence rigging here. This is not intended to be done without the hook shot. I think.
Little bit off. He's got to place that bomb a little bit lower so that he doesn't get knocked downward. He's catching the jar and falling down, unfortunately. Mentos Man. I don't think he can actually do this, because he'll take the bomb damage.
Oh, he would have been fine because of the blue mail, but unfortunately takes a death here. Yeah, this is an exceptionally hard bond jump, which is why bond jumps are not considered part of the logic. This is intended, I think, with boots in mind. Either that or the hook shot. One or the other.
Well, if you have the boots, you could give it a go at hovering,
Oh,
but
boy.
we find Mini Moldorm Cave here.
Yeah. And we also see Elazund attempting to get the small key here to check the vanilla big key chest. But in order to get it, you have to survive the Hokoboku, and unfortunately takes it off. But Mini Moldorm Cave's cleared, and we got a small key to Desert. That's actually a huge one. The map to Thieves Town. A compass to Skull Woods. Some arrows, and another big key to Dark Palace. And I want to just give a quick overview here for those wondering what's up with the map and the compasses. Well, like we've been saying, the maps, when you pick them up, will reveal to you on your overworld map checks if a dungeon is a pendant or crystal. You can't rely on the music, but you can rely on Star Hospital and the bomb vendor in the Dark World to provide you that information on those important pendants and crystals as well. Now, compasses, they just tell you how many items... They basically give you a ticker how many chests are in the dungeon and how many of them have you opened. So they're really not that useful.
Yeah, I was gonna say, a compass feels like, I could have got like a rupee and that would have been more useful.
I will say this much though, in terms of the Keysanity logic, they expect you to have both the map and the compass before a dungeon is completable, but that's a nuance. It doesn't really... It does not really cared about too much in the randomizer, or racers, rather. Yeah, words. And the dam is a potion shop, is a generic shop today.
A question in chat. Are all crystals required when you can just waltz into Ganon's tower without them?
Yes. Ganon is not vulnerable until you have completed the goal, which is get the 7 crystals and defeat Aghanim, I believe, is what we have it set to today. And we have Elazund in Dark World going through Hookshot Cave.
Just to clarify, are we talking Aga 1 or Aga 2?
Aga 2.
Okay, so...
Today, both versions of Aghanim are required.
Okay, because we knew before that the first Aghanim was required, and for those that may have joined us a little late, I just want to make sure to clarify that for everybody.
And I'll also clarify something else here. You don't need to break the seal on the Ganon's Tower entrance with those crystals. You just need to have them in your possession. Here's information. Family heirloom in Thieves Town. So Green Pendant is held by Blind wherever he is.
Yes, Hashvala referring to the dungeon Thieves Town, so now we just have to figure out where Thieves Town actually is.
And Elazund unfortunately finding a dark cave, but those are usually connectors on Death Mountain, so...
Yeah, Alazun has a little bit of a problem here, not having any bombs.
Oof, yeah. Well, we know the poultry can give you 4 bombs, but unfortunately... Elazund has to leave the screen and not kill any more enemies to reset the poultry.
Well, I think that's exactly what Alazun's doing.
Alright, that should have 2, and that should have been the 4-pack, yeah. Meanwhile, Mentos is going over to Eastern, and we'll check over that area. 2 entrances over here. And Sasso's Closet has for today small key to Misery Mire, the shovel, and a piece of heart. And Mire Shed for Mentos Man. 2 more items for us. Another piece of heart. And the map to Swamp Palace.
Oh, it looks like Mentos Man heading into what would be the entrance to Eastern Palace.
Yes.
Although, certainly not actually Eastern Palace, I would presume.
Well, hello there, old man cave. You're in the Dark World, it seems. That's actually, I think, really good. I think that's where you'll spawn. Book of Medora and the Heart Container at Eastern Palace's entrance. Good finds there.
Now, that looked like the waterfall cave that Mentos found.
Yes, that is exactly what it was. Sadly, he has not found his way to Darkworld yet. That is through Hookshot Cave. One more entrance
Oh,
here.
no. Alizon's gonna end up having to pay 110 rupees to open this door, and it could go to anywhere.
Yeah, but at the same time, might as well get it out of the way.
True enough.
So, unfortunately, our runners don't have the flipper, so they don't have access to what is commonly referred to as the shopping mall, which is essentially where Ice Rod is located. In both the light and the dark world, there are 3 entrances there, each. Magic powder from the damp location. Nice, fine. Good safety. And hey, we know where the magic bat is.
Yeah, Palace of Darkness entrance leading to the bat today.
And the blacksmiths are working just outside the desert.
Oh, they must like the hot temperatures there, so, you know, helps with the smelting of the metals.
I was gonna say they're actually glass blowers. So they just decided to move there to have an ample supply of sand for their craft. Power glove found for Alazun. Huge find. And a blue bottle for Mentos Man. That glove being found in the Dark World location that Mentos checked earlier. Gonna take the book and check Desert Palace entrance here. Might as well.
Yeah, you're here, why not? It makes sense. Ooh, looks like an unfortunate case of the slide.
Eastern Palace! Can't complete the dungeon, but still, you can at least get a couple of items out of this.
I was gonna say, unfortunate for Mentos Man, he has not found the bow. If Alazun ends up in the particular area here down near Desert Palace, this will be completable for Alazun given present circumstances.
Well, that depends. We don't know if Alazun is super comfortable with dark rooms yet.
Yeah, you're right. There is a dark room here.
There's a couple of them, actually. And, dark rooms aside, we really like to have a sword for dark room navigation. It just helps so much. Right in the front of the bar is the Dark Potion Shop. And Alazun's gonna go over and say hello to the catfish. And yeah, no Eastern Palace Beaky either, so they can't even finish the dungeon even then. So this will be the last check, unless Mental Man wants to brave the dark rooms to check the Vanilla Big Key chest.
Well, looks like he's gonna keep going on forward, so braving the rest of the dungeon, it seems, for Mentos Man here.
Alazun picking up a bottle from Catfish. It's empty, but it still gives them something to turn into the sick kid, if either runner finds him.
Oh, minor details.
Yeah, we haven't found that sick kid yet. We have found Magic Bat. We found the blacksmiths. We have not found the bomb shop vendor either. That's the other important NPC. And we haven't found the potion shop entrance.
No, neither of the runners have actually found the sick kid yet.
Yeah.
But it looks like Alizon's going to put that shovel to good use.
Oh, hello there, fire rod. That's a weapon.
Yeah, that's very good use of the shovel.
Sadly, it doesn't open up too much, although if Alazun uncovers Ice Palace, that'll be their way in.
Oh, this mini Moldworm be trolling. Alazun using a heck of a lot of arrows and just missing repeatedly.
Yep. Getting that Smoky to Desert Palace, though. And Mentos gonna check the bat.
Yeah, Alazun finding Ganon's tower.
Yep. We've already known that location for Mentos, but now it's Allison's turn to try and explore a bit.
Well, we already know this is going to be a big key to Tower of Hera and 20 rupees for Allison.
Mentos man. Check Sanctuary, buddy. Actually, no way, he can't check Sanctuary right now. Doesn't have any gloves. I don't think you can get to the item from back there. Because if it's the well drop down, you can't exactly do that. Now, can you? Oh, no, wait, it was the... Yeah. Because the well is in the... is here. Or the back of escape's there.
Yeah, Alazun has two advantages over Mentos Man right now. One is the bow, the second is finding the power gloves.
And both of those... Well, at least the power gloves, that was thanks to actually going through the Hookshot Cave entrance connector, which led him to the Dark World.
Well, it looks like Mentos Man is getting a little frisky and heading into Turtle Rock.
Yeah, and actually, that would be a valid play for Allison. That Fire Rod can one-shot Hokobokus. Or Pokies, if you prefer that name. I'd rather call them by their official name, personally. It's strange to know. Oh, hey, the front of Turtle Rock has been found. Sadly, no fire... or Cane Samari, rather. Nice kiting of the puffballs from the Hokoboku. But now this is the hard part because it's super fast. Gets it done, gets the key though. Very nice combat from Mentos.
Yeah, that's nice execution right there. Alazun looks to be headed over into Desert Palace.
Which you know is Eastern.
Yeah, but Alazun could actually complete it.
Not right now. They can't, no.
Well,
because Eastern is in the main entrance of Desert, which means it's book locked, and Mentos is the one with the book,
right.
not Alazun.
Yeah. Yeah, Mentos having the book. Alazun does not. Oh. I can't even keep track of everything that's right in front of me, much less where everything's going to. Ugh.
Monkey to Skull Woods is Mental Man's reward for going a little bit further into Turtle Rock, but not much else for him. Gonna take a death warp and...
That was death warping, so he could get out of there.
Yeah. And even if I wasn't cooking it, and we keep forgetting the keys, there is a big key for Eastern Palace. And we have yet to find it.
Alazan's gonna start to catch up to where Mentos Man is in areas that have been explored. I think Mentos Man might lose the advantage of having that book soon enough.
Yeah. We had a brief map check there, but it looks like, unfortunately, it was missed on the restream.
And there we go. Alazan finding the book and gonna toss that empty bottle into the water, see what he ends up with. Mentos
well.
Man finding the K-45 and the red boomerang.
Yeah, unfortunately not going to pick it up, and can't even check that third entrance on the rock. Oof.
Now, I'm almost surprised Alazan hasn't just gone back. Well, I guess Allison wouldn't know what we know in that desert being a area of importance. But it looks like Mentos Man has pulled off a fake flipper and is going to head up to Zora.
Ganon's hole is also referred to as the drop down to Ganon. Normally, when you defeat Agatu, he creates a hole in the pyramid that lets you go to his room. Because of the entrance shovel, that hole will now take you to another shovel entrance. And there's Arcana Samaria. Sequence broken, but good find all the same. But yeah, that entrance now means that you have to be Agatu in order to access that one singular item. And it looks like Kakariko Well, the 5 items, is locked behind Agatu, so might be a little bit more value to do that sooner rather than later.
Well, it looks like Mentos, after finding the cane, is going to head into Zora. It looks like Alazan's found a nice little spot.
Oh, the well's here, actually, so...
And that's the blue cane for Alazan. Half magic.
Okay, I think this means we've dodged a bullet. I think the Ganon's drop down has to be the ferry at this point, then. So, the pyramid does not have anything of importance.
So now we get to see Mentos Man participate in the Zora investment program.
Yep. Who knows? Maybe he has flippers.
That's a negative, sir. That is a piece of heart.
Yeah, wishful thinking.
For the record, Agatu is very required, as you cannot defeat Ganon without defeating Agatu first.
That's right. We have a goal in place. If defeat Ganon is the goal here, which it should be, 7 crystals are required to be collected, and Agatu must be defeated before Ganon is vulnerable. In this specific seed, in addition to Aga 2 being required, Aga 1 is required because Ganon is hiding underneath the lumberjack tree, which means Aga 1 must be defeated to make that dash through work.
I think all of us, Chronos Aquarium, are confused. Even I am.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm doing just fine keeping up. and I'm not even taking physical notes here.
Well, looks like Mentos Man has gotten into Hookshot Cave. I'm gonna see where the front side ends up.
Front side, it leads into Dark World, which will eventually lead into his gloves, so that's a good thing for him. This is the cave we haven't seen from Alazun, and it is the item that is in Ice Rod Cave, so it didn't move too far away, and it is a big key to Thieves Town. May not be required because that is a pendant, as we now know, but it can still be useful.
Ooh, Allison actually taking the Redarang. Mentos Man passing on it earlier.
Yeah, there's a few things that the boomerang is good for, namely hitting crystal switches.
Now, if you don't mind, let's break this down a little bit. The Crossworld means that any kind of entrance you go into could either be a light world or a dark world area.
No. Crossworld... No. Those caves are shoveled regardless. What Crossworld means is that any sort of two-way connector, like, say, let's use the interior of Sahasrah's house in Kakariko as an example. That is actually a two-way connector. Let's say you enter from the light world and you're in one side of the house, and you decide, I'll check the other side of the house and see where that takes me out. That can put you anywhere in Dark World, or anywhere in the Light World. That's what Crossworld means.
Okay. Well, through that, the Pied Piper was discovered by Mentos Man, and he had the Ice Rod.
And discovering the big chest of Turtle Rock. Nice entrance at least, but not going to be useful to him here in the archery game.
Well, it looks like Mentos Man might consider going digging here and that.
I mean, you're in the area, you might as well.
Yeah, I think he's paid for everything he needs to pay for at this point. Invested with Zora and got completely ripped off.
There is one thing he still needs to pay for. Although it's a trivial sum. Actually, no, two things, actually. Actually, three, yeah. He hasn't paid the blacksmiths the meager 10 rupees to get the item. Hasn't paid Kiki yet. And hasn't paid for Super Bomb, yeah. And all those digs just for a compass. Oof. Not good at all.
I thought Mentos paid Kiki. I thought he was the first to have done so.
No, that was Alazun.
I thought both of our runners did it. But I could be wrong. So I thought Mentos Man went into that area first.
Mentos Man went into the east area first, but he did not do so from the Dark World. That was Alazun. Because I believe somewhere in the Dark Caves... Yeah, we saw Old Man from Alazun, and we haven't found the gloves are somewhere over here. I think they were actually locked behind Kiki.
Well, we'll find out soon enough, because it looks like Mentos is in the Palace of Darkness area, so...
Yeah.
Maybe it was I'm getting Eastern and Palace of Darkness confused. With all the entrances, that's kind of messing me up.
Oh yeah, that's right. Gloves were ordered by the Dark World flute spot. And you can see the effect of the compass here on Alazun's side. You can see an item count here of all the chests he's opened, including the big chest. And you'll notice the music was for a crystal dungeon, but that music is misleading. You cannot rely on music to tell if a dungeon is a crystal or a pendant. You have to either find the map, get information from an NPC, or just blindly kill the boss.
Well, I think Alazun's going to opt for option C, blindly kill the boss.
Except the back of Skullwoods may not be here. All the guts are here because of the fact that most, if not all of them, are linked to drop-down holes, which are only shuffled amongst themselves here in Skullwoods. Flute pickup, though, is a huge find for Alazun.
Yeah, I was about to say that flute being there definitely worth it for Alazun to take this little trek into Skull Woods. So now we're going to burn away the entrance into Skullwoods proper, but we're going to find a Kakariko hut.
Yeah, just a generic NPC house.
Well, it looks like it's that time for everybody to stand up, salute, and be ready for the playing of the Hylian national anthem.
No, Machalips, this is not Swordless, although, given the fact we have gone 40 minutes without finding one, you would think so. No, this is Crossworld entrance Keysanity. If we had Swordless, that would be just another nightmare on top of it. And the flute is coming online for Alazun. Gonna have access to Fast Travel, and actually our first look at Death Mountain, even.
Yeah, the goose is on the loose for Alazun, so this might break things open in a very positive way for Alazun, heading almost immediately into the Death Mountain area.
Yeah, a key piece of the puzzle that Alazun is missing, ironically, is the mirror. And hey, capacity upgrades! I wasn't gonna buy a pair of each, and we just had a pedestal raid. I missed what was said.
Oh, so did I.
I have another main feed here. It's just a heart piece. Rip.
Oh, boo. When you get the Aga 1 required, you gotta have the pedestal with it. Somebody please re-roll this seed.
Hey, Hyrule Castle! Very good find there for Alazun. Hope I'm pronouncing that name right. I never did ask for pronunciation. Oh well. And we just got a confirmation. Mire is a pendant, and Swamp is a crystal. 5-6 crystal at that.
Ooh, that's gonna make finding the back of Skull Woods a little more important.
Yeah. Now, everything that Alazun is doing right now is technically not in logic right now. The best way I can describe it as to why is simply Keysanity expects you to use your keys in the dumbest way possible. So they assume that you would take that first key off the guard and use it to open the back of the escape sequence. So, even though this is all fine for Alazun right now, because of the key lodging in place, just for that just-in-case scenario, this is not in logic. Doesn't look like there's anything of note here, though, so pretty fine.
Yeah, Alazun's just gonna take a death and get on out of there. Mentos Man finding the flute.
Taken to death as well. And Allison not checking the other entrances to Hyrule Castle.
I think at this point for Alizon, just finding what's behind door number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on with all of the entrances in Death Mountain. Little more important, I guess.
Yeah. Also, hi there, Curiosity Shop. It's been a while since I saw you. No one visits the Curiosity Shop. No one. I mean, it's really out of the way. I don't blame them. And looks like a dark room for Allison. Gonna use the boomerang here. Oh, it's the back of Old Man Cave! So using the boomerang to navigate the darkness here.
Oh, the chest game going to the fortune teller in the light world.
Yeah, pretty good find there. And we have Graveyard Ledge spotted for Mentos. What is inside? It is a heart container. And the old man has been successfully rescued from the darkness. But only for some cat.
Interesting interaction there.
Oh yeah, that one's common. Now this does give him access to the Dark World freely because I believe the Old Man Cave is in the Light World. Oh, 0 to 10, no chicken clip today. And what a... Yeah, bleh.
Yeah, Mentos finding a shield before actually finding a sword. Ooh.
Speaking of swords... I wasn't even looking at the right feed, but... There we go, we have a sword on the torch. Here in Desert Palace. And our container as well. We're going to use that small key and check what's over here on the key lock side. We want to check these towns' entrance. And we have Quake found by Amazon. Can't use it without a sword, but always nice to have. It's a shame, though. Medallions don't really have that much value here in entrance. Ooh, the bomb shop vendor! At the Dark Fortune Teller. Swan Palace and Palace of Darkness. 2156.
Ooh, Allison using the cape, and we're gonna have a go at...
Nope.
Dark Room. What a shame.
Yep. Even Agga 1 is shuffled. We have to figure out where that is.
Oh,
Chess
we have
game,
the
though.
chess...
Yeah, nothing much. Ho 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 ho. We have Spike Cave on the other side, and we found Half Magic somewhere. And Ventus does have the blue cane as well.
Yeah, I remember calling Half Magic, but my goldfish brain, remembering where it is, no.
I don't remember where it is either. Small key to... Oh my, that is the most important small key in the game.
Which one was that?
The small key to Swamp Palace. You're probably wondering, Swamp Palace isn't a small key in the pool. Then you remember, the very first chest in the dungeon is a guaranteed small key in anything that is not Keysanity.
Ooh, Mentos, man. Using
Finding silvers!
Potion. Ooh, Alizon getting the silvers. Nice. Starting to see a bit of an item advantage for Alizon.
Yeah, their routing has definitely paid off. Found a couple more dungeons too. Mentos does nope the silver arrows there as well.
So is it just a matter of trying to find the entrances into the dungeons at this point for our runners?
Combined? No. There's Ether on 1,000. But keep in mind, we have knowledge that Swamp is required. We're missing the hookshot and the flipper, so they still have to look for items as well. And of course, the keys necessary to get through the dungeons.
Yeah, true.
Oh, Hive Cave has been discovered. Our container to start us off. Bombs. 50 bucks. Thieves Town siding on the other side. 20 rupees. And a small key to Thieves Town. Ooh. Ooh. So that's a full clear of Thieves Town when Allison finds it. Big key to Skull Woods found by Mentos Man. Unfortunately, that's not one of the most required small keys. Or big keys, rather. Not a required one in terms of clearing the dungeon.
Alright, I'm seeing somebody try to rate that Hype Cave as 4 of 10. I'm gonna have to disagree with that. With only the key there, I can't give that more than a 2.
3 out of 10, pending what's in the big chest of Thieves Town.
Well, there's our big key to Swamp Palace for Mentos Man.
Unfortunately, the other small big key that is not required to clear the dungeon. But it's another item check along the way.
Well, he did get a consolation prize picking up a key in Ganon's Tower.
And Mentos is going to say no to the rest of this dungeon. Meanwhile, there is the Ice River Alazun. Oh, I completely forgot. We still need that key to Samari as well, most likely.
Well, I believe Mentos might have both canes.
Well, yeah, Mentos does have both canes, but I don't know if Alazun has this cane to Samaria.
Any time would be a great time.
And they still need Titan's Mitts to have access to a few things. I don't think Titan's Mitts are exclusively required, but they would help getting around.
Ooh, Alazun's about to get some bad news here, and it's after a good number of digs, too.
Compass to Turtle Rock. At least we know which one that was. Alright, where are you going next, Allison?
Now, would Allison consider fake flippering like Mentos did earlier?
Ah, right, that's where our Canis Mario was, wasn't it? It was at Hobo.
Correct, the Hobo had it.
Probably not. There's not much you need to fake flipper for outside of wanting to get to Zora. And I was going to just flute to 2 and walk from there.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what Alazun is, hoping to, discover. I believe Alazun was already in this area, exploring the opening to Skull Woods.
Yeah, but I don't think he's checked the rest of Nerf Dark World.
But it looks like Mentos has, got the foul out on the prowl, so this should open things up for Mentos Man here.
Brief map check there. Here is a required dungeon. It is a crystal.
Oh. Found our way into Desert Palace for Mentos Man.
Yeah. And I think I just saw a matchup from Allison. Is what I actually see me? Did I just see a crystal? No, we already knew the Thieves Town's a green pendant. Never mind. I'm confused there.
I was gonna say, unless they went and changed something on the fly on us.
Yeah. So now with taking those silver arrows into Thieves Town, this will probably be a full clear, considering he has both keys. But without a sword, the blind fight's gonna be kind of difficult. Oh wait, what am I kidding? Blind fight's gonna be easy. That's the blue cane. You can literally just walk up and use the shield to deal contact damage until he dies.
Yeah, with half magic as well, this should be a fairly uninteresting fight with Alazun against Blind, so I definitely agree that Thieves Town for Alazun should be completed in the fairly near future.
Alternate exit for Mentos Man. Desert takes you on top of Hyrule Castle.
Mentos Man trying to hammer down the barrier, but to no avail.
Yeah, almost got zapped on his way out, too. Just him only yielded him a 3-bomb pack. And unfortunately, this is an Randomizer. Just thinking about adding Randomizer on top of this just chills down my spine. So, has to go get the maiden in from the basement.
Now, how many words can we add on here before we get to a point where enough's enough? Crossworld entrance, Keysanity, Randomizer. We gotta have a couple more that we could throw on top of that.
Well, I mean, if you add Randomizer, then it becomes like a variation of Zelda 1, really. Because their Randomize entrance and enemy shovel is default. It's just par for the course on them.
Oh, there we go. That's two more keywords. Triforce Hunt.
No thank you. No thank you. Silvers for Mentos Man and the bottle for Alazun. A third one, actually, that we have not seen yet.
So far we have Alazun making their way through Thieves Town, shedding some light into the boss room. So now it's just a matter of liberating Blind from her cell.
Only 20 rubies here at the brewery chest for Mentos Man. These runners have to be feeling the pressure here. They are an hour in, and there is no sword available to them except on a torch.
Yeah, this is a bit rough.
That's the understatement of the millennium right there.
I mean, Alazun does have, you know, the advantage of at least...
Oh, never mind. There we go. Didn't mean to cut you off there, but we have our boots in the Blind's big chest.
No, once I saw what that was, I'm like, nope, I'm going to shut up now.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to raise the hype key level to a 9 out of 10 now.
Alright, I will allow it.
Because that's where our small key was, as a reminder, folks. To Thieves Town. It was in that last chest of Hype Cave.
Right? Yeah, I can get behind that rating. That it makes a lot of sense now. And Alizon using the blue cane to just absolutely devastate Blind here.
Yeah, and you using the wall trick to conserve a bit of magic. Yeah, Blind only takes 9 hits regardless. You're hearing extra hit sparks because... Oh well, the big key... Hey, do you want another big key for another pendant dungeon? Here you go. But Blind down, first boss finally an hour in, and also, if it's any consolation for Alizon, also will have access to their first sword finally on the torch of Desert Palace.
I'd almost be interested to see what Sahasrara himself has.
And it looks like Alizon is so excited that he missed it. One of the entrances Mentos Manfez found, unfortunately, puts him behind Bonk Rocks.
Oof.
And now Mentos Man is at a major disadvantage because Mentos Man does not have the Thieves Town big key. I don't even remember where that was, but he absolutely needs it.
Well, he's gonna pick up a fire rod.
Yeah. Mentos Man gonna go ahead and shut the curiosity shop. Ah, that is where our spike cave is, and we know this is the small key to Skull Woods. Or Swamp House, my bad.
Well, Swamp Palace still needs a little bit of work before we can consider going in there. As you previously stated, we're missing the flippers and the hook shot.
Not to mention its actual location.
Minor details.
At least Alizon has the ability to one-shot Argus with those silver arrows. Also, by the way, shout out to our tracker Sarah once again for keeping those items up to date for you. It is not an easy task keeping track of 2 runners, let alone keeping track of keys in an entrance seed amongst 2 runners. So shout out to him. He's doing his best. I can almost guarantee it. I've been behind the Keysanity tracker before. It is not an easy thing to use.
Well, Alizon's just gleaned the information from the big bomb vendor as to where the 5-6 crystals are.
Sick kid being checked now for Alizon. Only some ammunition there.
Now, Alizon, I was going to say, wait a second, heading back into Thieves Town, but debated myself again, forgetting that, yeah, this is still a Crossworld entrance. Oh, there we go. Ice Palace for Mentos Man.
Yep. And can enter as well with the fire rod in tow.
Now, is there any other barrier for Mentos Man to be able to finish Ice Palace?
No, should have everything he needs. Does have a blue potion just in case. There's not a need for a sword, although it'll be harder for the Stalfos to be knocked around. Does also technically need the big key, but if we bomb jump, we don't really care about the big key. And I suppose there is a few rooms that are technically hookshot locked as well. But you can get around those with bomb jumps in addition to those. They're a little bit trickier than the traditional Ice Palace bomb jump.
Alright, so for Mentos Man, this is going to come down to Fire Rod, then, for beating Cold Stare.
Yeah, it'll be purely Fire Rod. Checking the bonkable chest of Hookshot Cave, I was only getting some bombs. And yeah, half magic with the Fire Rod, plus the fact that I believe he has a blue potion in his one and only bottle. Allison should be perfectly fine, or not Allison, Mentos Man should be perfectly fine to take on Cold Stare. Green pin turned in just for a heart container.
Now, has Allison been over to Desert Palace at all yet? Like the actual location?
No, I don't think he stepped foot in what we know as Eastern Palace. Get the small key here in the library, though. Which is, I believe, our fourth and final small key to Gan's Tower amongst our runners. There's the small key to Tower Hera.
Well, it looks like Allison's found their way into Desert Palace, so this should be the sword for Allison here.
Praise the Lord.
Looks like Allison's found Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, he's been here before, but he hasn't checked the other entrances.
Ah, okay.
And we know one of them leads to the Bonk Rock, so we don't know, but we don't know where this one leads. And it's Death Mountain. Oh, it's the right side of Death Mountain too. Lots of entrances here. Time for some fun for Allison to explore. Lord Fomo, this is normal difficulty, so there should be 4 swords in the pool. We just had a lot of trouble finding them. Oops.
And only took about 65 minutes to get our first sword from Allison.
And it was boots locked on the torch. Big key to Ice Palace in Ice Palace. Okay then, game. Sure. I think this does mean that they expected to see this to be hookshot lock, so I think that means hookshot can be in the big chest. I'm not sure. Key logic in Ice Palace is always something I've had a little bit of issue with. A little bit.
The answer is yes. What the question is, I have no idea, but the answer is yes.
I was wondering if this could be the hook shot. It's not today. All right, fair enough.
Well, it was a pointy object. I mean, we're in the right ballpark, but.
And thank you for the tier 1 sub, Quest of our Lock, and I hope I pronounced that right. Jeez, I tried to add an emphasis on the que and the wark, but I messed up horribly. Ugh. Anyway, moving right along. And
well, it looks like you've earned yourself 250 bits there. It's certainly not my commentary that is getting the rave reviews here.
What's our commentary? But thank you for the bits there, the Bass Beast. Alright. Oh, hammer cold stare! I forgot they had this weapon.
Yeah, so did I. It's not been... Oh, that looked like an empty bottle for Mentos Man. Now I see a little bit of a problem there, but looks like he's just going to need to land one more hit.
Yep, got it down. We're only $20, but hey, first crystal on the board, finally.
Yeah, 1 hour, 11 minutes in, and we have first blood. Mentos Man getting the first crystal of our restream today.
Yep. Bonk Rock Cave for Allison, meanwhile, is just the Dark Ice Rod hint tile. Oh, that's never a good time to find. I believe Mentos full cleared ice. Oh my goodness, there is Swamp Palace!
Hello.
Goodbye, we don't have flippers.
Yeah, he's not going to get very far, but Mentos definitely making a note of that one.
Yeah. We still don't have the flippers, and we still don't have the hook shot. And Mentos still doesn't have his bow either. Jeez. Has not decided to drop down the well here.
Yeah, Alazan actually looks like they're going to have another go inside of Ganon's tower.
I mean, with the Cane tomorrow, you can do full right.
Well, he went left, it looks like.
Ah, with the boots, yeah, he's gonna do bonk jumps. I was still looking at Mentos Man there. My bad.
And Alazan's gonna bomb jump across.
Very nicely done. We get compass to Tower Hera. Another compass to Misery Fire.
And then the compass to...
Bombos Medallion.
That's not a compass.
And a small key to Skull Woods. Oh, I was hopeful that it was actually more compasses. That would have been hilarious. Oh well. Wishful thinking. Yeah, Mentos is going right side. IGT. And has all the 4 small keys, so no big deal here. And you're seeing a glitch here. Now, you're seeing that his magic's not draining. What you're not seeing is that he's actually pulling on the wall, which for some reason overwrites the magic drain script. So he's not losing any magic here, but he's still using the cape's effect.
I gotta take notes for that one. That's,
Yeah. It also prevents him from being grabbed. So, there's that as well. 10 arrows in the map chest.
I was gonna say, the Wall Master is, missing a second shield.
There we go. That's a good shield. And gonna tank up here as Allison's gonna do another bomb jump. Meanwhile, Piece of Heart More bombs. The hook shot! So Mentos Man, with that hook shot, now has the ability to full clear the tower. No! No, not just yet. No primary weapon to attack Aghanim with. Could use the hammer, but good luck hitting reflecting Aghanim shots with the hammer and its delay.
Yeah, he doesn't have the bug net either, so that's about the only things he could really use.
And without the boots, cannot bonk across. Alright, and I also forgot about the Igors as well. Can't even go upstairs. Thousand doesn't have the Kata Samari, so he can't get the hook shot. Oh, what a twist!
Oh, this is so sick.
Both runners gonna be checking in Bob's chest here. Hopefully at the same time, it's actually vanilla. It's bombs. How about that? So now both runners into the Ice Armors fight, and we're gonna see two different fights here. Allison's gonna be using the traditional silver arrows to just instant kill them, because that's what you do. We're gonna see a more unconventional strat though for the Ice Armors. We're gonna see the Cane and Burner strat.
I have never seen this on Mentos Man's side.
We have a turtle rock and a piece of heart. It works.
Yeah.
Oh.
That went surprisingly well. I remember a Randomizer where the Armos Knights showed up a couple times, and there was no bow to be found. Those fights went for a while, to put it.
Yes, but note his magic. That would not have worked if he did not have half magic.
Yeah, that chewed up 7/8 of his bar, if not more.
Yeah. And now Mentos is gonna finish the loop here. Full clear the rest of the dungeon. That hookshot is massively important because that could lead to the flippers now. But two things that Mentos is missing is the big key to Thieves Town, which we know is required, as well as the boots, which is in Thieves Town, as well as the bow, which that is actually in the Sanctuary drop-down. He has yet to do it. I don't know why, but he hasn't. We also still haven't found our lamp yet, but at this point, the lamp's a misnomer.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about the logic behind the lamp and being able to do dark rooms.
They're simply put, the game never expects you to do dark rooms.
Until you have a light source to be able to see in them.
Yes. But you can, which is only the lamp. So technically the lamp is required in every single run, because 4 of the dungeons have dark rooms. And only 3 of them could ever be pendants. But if you know how to navigate the rooms without the lamp, it's more for convenience at best.
Well, looks like Mentos Man has found his way into the rando room.
Yeah. So this will be 22 total, and this will be a save and quit. Because he can't ascend the tower without the bow that he's forgetting.
Yeah, so Alizon is getting denied, as it were, by the red cane.
Which is flippers locked. And Mendes is getting denied by the boots, which is Thieves Town big key locked, and I don't even remember where that big key was anymore. It's been way too long.
Yeah, chat pointing out that Mentos technically got all 23 as he just didn't knock off the arrows that were on the torch.
Right. Lord Fomo Samaria is on the hobo. And if anyone can remember where the Thieves Down Big Key is, that'd be appreciated. Yeah, hey, there's the bed house. And this is Agina's cave that Mentos Man has found. Is this where the Thieves Down Big Key was?
No, that's a Desert Palace burrito.
Alright. Oh, if Thieves Down Big Key was back in this game as well, that is... That is, well, that's a problem for Mentos now, isn't it? He's missing 2 important items there in that case.
Well, it looks like Alizon gonna set up the fake flipper here, so if Alizon ends up checking the hobo cave... Or the hobo under the bridge, I should say.
Yeah. And yeah, day game was like 25 plus days, and it was for the TR compass. We don't even know what TR is required at this point. We know where 5-6 is, we know where green pendant is, and that's about it. We know where one other extra pendant is, and that's in Mire.
Well, we're gonna see a pyramid ledge check, and it is 20 rupees, so Mentos Man is going to run away very quickly.
Get off the accursed pyramid.
And Alison's gonna check the waterfall now, so that leads into... That was one of the Death Mountain caves, wasn't it?
Yeah, but more importantly, Alison... Well, we've already been there, first off. That was more so to arm the fake flippers here, so that they can do the water walking trick, and use the boots to dash across the water instead of swimming across. Turtle Rock is required. Got information there. That is another crystal.
Yeah, Alizon unfortunately getting the bad news that the Zora investment program was a giant Ponzi scheme.
And actually, I'm just doing some quick checks here. Hera, Pods. So, yeah, we still need another map check here in the Light World to get all of the information we're missing.
Well, looks like Alison's going to check Hylia Island.
Yeah, just a shot there. So we know where 3 of our normal crystals are. We know one is in Hera, we know one is in Turtle Rock, and because we have cleared ice on Mentos Man, we know that ice is a crystal.
Well, it looks like Alison's going to begin the assault on Turtle Rock here.
Makes sense to me. Yeah, Eastern Desert and Skullwoods is our last pendant, and whichever one is not is the pendant, the other 2 are our last 2 crystals. We do just have information on the map of...
That was Ice Palace that Alizon just found.
Yeah, but earlier we had the map for Desert, so we're hopefully going to see a map check from Mentos Man somewhat soon. Oh, Allison messing up the torch puzzle here. Gonna have to reset. Oh no, it doesn't have the hook shot, so has to do the long way. That's always fun to do the long way.
Oh, ouch. Allison taking 2 laps there. Now into the roller room.
Map to Ganon's Tower. Useless map, unfortunately.
And Allison just bailing out of there, just saying no thank you.
Yeah, it makes sense to me, unfortunately. So we're speeding his way up the left side of the mountain. And yeah, without any small keys, can't really advance in Turtle Rock, now can you?
Yeah, that's a unfortunate occurrence. And Mentos Man is going to have the same problem.
And there's visual confirmation for Alazun that ice is a crystal. So is diving into ice now. Ice does have its own big key. The question is there anything else of importance here for Alazun? We have seen a full clear, so I don't think there was anything of note other than just the vanilla big key and the crystal.
Well, we know from Mentos Man's tracker, I don't think the shovel was in there.
We've had the shovel. We've had the shovel for a while. It wasn't.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to go through, okay, what items does Mentos Man have on their tracker that Allison does not? We know where the hookshot is. That's in Ganon's Tower.
We know where everything on the tracker is, except for the blue boomerang, the mushroom, and the flippers, the lamp, and the mirror. Mirror is a huge one to have, because that opens up so many dungeon checks. I'm actually surprised we haven't found the mirror yet this seed.
Well,
you know what? This is my prediction. This is my prediction. Well, there's the big key to Thieves Town finally for Mentos Man. It was over here in Ice Rod Cave. So my prediction is, we need to climb up Ganon's Tower. And up there somewhere is going to be the Titan's Mitts. And somewhere in Mire is going to be where our next bit of progression will lie after that.
No,
I mean, that's what we've pretty much figured out at this point, is Ganon's Tower's upper floors is the play.
Can I forfeit now?
No, you're my co-op, come on!
I'm not even running it, I want to...
Yeah, the logic of this is kind of bad, but... In Mentos Man's defense, if he had the bow, he could have full cleared Thieves Town on his first visit. Or, not Thieves Town, Ganon's Tower. Oh, no, it wasn't even his first visit, it was his second.
Well, Alizon's unfortunately gonna have to head back into Ganon's Tower to get the hook shot.
Yeah, but once he has the hook shot, we'll be able to climb up. And at least does have the Cadence of Mario, so... Allison, of our 2 feature runners, has all the pieces necessary to at least ascend Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, the problem is, I don't see what would tell Allison, go back into Ganon's Tower at this point.
Oh yeah, you're right. We haven't had the flippers yet now, have we? Where can those flippers be?
The top of Ganon's tower, possibly? I mean, unless there's like some really, whacked out location that I've just,
Oh my
can't
goodness.
remember.
You're absolutely right. And that is some twisted logic. So, let me break it down here for the chat just so you can figure this out here. The seed wanted you to get the bow, get some keys to Ganon's tower, go up Ganon's tower, get the flippers, so you can go all the way back down, get your Key to Samaria to get your hookshot so you can finish Act 2. That's probably what the seed wanted you to do today.
And I go back to wanting to forfeit again. I'm so used to more conventional randomizer aspects. This is just.
I'm gonna synthesize. I'm gonna echo what username guy says here in chat. Thank goodness for fake flippers, huh? Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, I just, ugh, yuck.
Yeah, that's the kind of things these entrances sometimes want you to do is climb Ganon's tower. But to double dip climb Ganon's tower, ugh, nasty seed. At
Now,
least...
I have one more question.
Shoot.
Would it have to be a triple dip, or if you can get all the way up Ganon's tower, is Aga 2 there and, basically able to be defeated?
Yes, Aga 2's up there.
Okay.
You just needed, in this instance for the double dip, the only reason you're double dipping is because of the Moldarm chest. And the requirement to hookshot across the pit. Because we know that the hookshot is cane locked, but the cane is flippers locked. And the flippers could be upstairs in GT. That's essentially what I'm getting at here.
Well, Alazun, an hour and a half in, finally gets their first crystal. Not their first dungeon, but their first crystal.
Yeah.
The only other place that I could think flippers are is on Sahasrahla.
No.
No.
We've already checked Sahasrahla. It was a heart container.
Oh, Sahasrahla got checked? Who checked it?
Alazun did. Because Alazun's the only one with the green pendant. So, upstairs GT has the flippers, it looks like. And these runners are in for a wild seed if that is what they expect them to do in the opening portions of the logic. Just imagine what they have later on down the line. Knowing the randomizer, probably just a pretty tame setup, but, with that opening, kind of wish for it. Not gonna lie. And Mentos Man finally gets his boots. Yeah, and looks like Mentos Man is going to take the Key to Samaria style of this fight. And Alazun, meanwhile, is back in Ganon's tower.
Yeah, looks like he's glitching tile rooms, so we're going to see exactly what Mentos did earlier on Alazun's side.
Oh, you can do this anywhere. It's just the most useful here. You can even do this in the Tower Hera Tower if you wanted to just, burn some time. And there's the big key to Misery Mire on another pendant boss. So, second dungeon clear for Mentos Man 8. Not a required one, but he just needs to get the bow from the back of the sanctuary. He's been ignoring that drop down, I think, this entire time. Now, please remember it. Mentos, you have not been to the sanctuary drop down. So forgetting it. Oh, maybe not. Are you making a liar out of me, Mentos? Meanwhile, hookshot for Alazun.
Yeah, there we go. There's the hookshot. So Alazun should be able to, Oh, don't you dare save and quit.
Alazun's actually going to take a Death Warp.
Yeah, it looks like with the big key in hand, gonna hopefully just scale Ganon's tower at this point.
It is time to ascend Ganon's tower here, folks, and more likely than not, the next piece of the logic that they expect is up here, and it's the flippers. Which will put the cane in logic, which will put the hookshot in logic. Cane is flipper locked because of Hobo. And Kane was required to go right side GT to get the hookshot in the first place. Mentos Man is going backwards through the sanctuary. Well, he's gonna get those items eventually. He's just doing it the hard way.
Mentos has not found the bow yet.
Yeah. Someone is saying flippers can't be GT. I'm pretty sure that's what the logic wants us to say. Because
at this point, I think the logic is whatever the logic wants to be, because
I think they're
you
saying
don't
it because
need to jailbreak into Ganon's tower. So the requirement of the flippers for Swamp means nothing for what could be in Ganon's tower.
Yeah. And the bow is readily available. The only reason that the top of the Ganon's tower will not be required is if it was in the pre-Moldorm chest, which requires all 4 keys, I believe. But even with 3 keys, you can check these top 3 chests. And the logic here that, at least that I'm thinking it's trying to play, is you need to climb up Ganon's tower to get your flippers. Everything else was in logic. To get your Key to Samaria, which was on the Hobo. And then go right side Ganon's tower to get your hookshot.
I mean, so far, if we were playing a game of Clue and you said, prove me wrong, with your theory, I couldn't do it. But then that's why I theorized that the flippers were up here.
Mentos beelining for Armos Knights without the Eastern Palace big key. Then there they are, the flippers on the top of Jan's tower.
Well,
so yeah, Steve wanted you to double dip the tower.
Oh my god. Ugh. So sick.
Well, at least the tower will be completed here on Alazun's End.
Hopefully the fighter sword can actually reflect Aghanim's...
Yes, they can.
So I'm gonna say that would be about the only thing that could...
Oh, fall from Moldworm.
Oh no, Alazun getting knocked off of the Moldworm 2 fight.
And this opens up the pyramid hole, which unfortunately I think is the fairy drop down, so there's not much there. But getting the hoovers also opens up Swamp Palace to be full clearable. Don't need any mirror to enter the dungeon. Another fall there, unfortunately.
Well, for Mentos, he still needs the flippers. But
Yeah.
Alazun with the flippers and hookshot now, that opens up Swamp.
That's right. And a map to Skullwoods here. We're getting our first look at Hookshot Cave as well. Moldworm 2 down. And nothing much in Hookshot Cave, so... I think with the bow in hand, he has to know that it's required. And we have a small key here to Ice Palace. Whoa! Alazun, what are you doing?
What?
If this is defeat Ganon, that is a major mistake. I actually don't know if this is defeat Ganon or Crystal Skull, actually. There's a goal that just requires you to pick up the crystals. And speaking of crystals, Desert is a crystal!
Alright, well, make a little mental note to ask Alazun why they bailed out of Ganon's tower.
Eastern and Desert are both crystals. Skullwoods is our last pendant, folks. We have a full map check available.
Well, it looks like Alazun is headed over to where Swamp Palace was.
Oh yeah, beelining it. And there's the potion shop as well, so we find the mushroom, we know where to turn that in. Bloomerang in the first chest of Swamp. Finally got our first look. Ether, meanwhile, required to enter Turtle Rock. Or rather, the entrance to Turtle Rock. Could be anything under there. Even another dungeon.
Yeah, it could be the back of Skull Woods.
Which is not what they want to see right now, because it is a pendant. $20 in Mimic Cave. So...
Yeah, Pyramid Hole, I think, will only open up when Aga 2 is defeated, correct?
Yes. But it's only going to lead to a Pyramid Fairy dropdown.
Right. Here's a question. Without the mirror, are the runners in go mode, or at least Alazun?
Okay, folks, I just double-checked the seed itself, because I actually grabbed the link for it. This is a crystal goal, so Alazun is fine. Agatu is not required, or this seed. So all he has to do is pick up the 7 crystals, and Ganon will be vulnerable.
And we already know where Ganon is?
Yes. So
that's right. Yeah,
so
because of the Aga 1. Okay.
So it's technically still defeat Ganon. It's just that you have to defeat Aga 1, not Aga 2.
Yeah, Lucas Lubinaro has a question that I think everybody is wondering at this point. Where the heck are the other 3 swords? So we see Mentos pull off a nice little hover there.
You know what? I'll say Pod when we find it. Pod's got 14 arms, so this is a safe enough bet.
Now, you know what would be just absolutely savage? If Aga 2 went to a dungeon, but I guess we're assuming that it can only go to Pyramid Fairy at this point? Because of the drop-down holes. There's a limited number of those?
Yeah. So the drop-down holes are shoveled with each other. So what's at the pyramid is the Great Fairy that is next to the river by the potion shop. Which has no items whatsoever, so it's completely useless.
Well, an hour and just under 46 minutes in, Mentos Man has asked for S-words for 200, please, Alex.
Yeah. So, we're still looking for an item here in Swamp, it looks like. It looks like left side is a bust. But Swamp is definitely the play at this point. The flippers pretty much demand it, so... That's something like a Titan Smith pickup here in a little bit, which will give us access to the Maya region. Mental's been realizing that it is, in fact, defeat Ganon, or at least climb up the tower.
Well, this will be interesting to see if Mentos Man does anything different than what Allison has done previously.
Well, Mentos says, because if there's our mirror... There we go. That is the next big piece of the puzzle, because that lets us mirror and check certain entrances that we couldn't reach before. Like, for example, what entrance have we not been in yet? Think about it. We have not been inside... We have not been to the race game entrance. Now, the right side entrance, the one we normally enter from, that leads to Ganon's Tower. Where does the one on the left side lead us?
Oh, that's a good question.
The only way...
Yeah, we're going to need the mirror to actually get to that.
Exactly. That's why the mirror is so important in Crossworld, is because it opens up all these little entrances that you can only get to via the mirror.
Yeah, I don't think we found Hera either, as chat's pointing out as well.
Yeah, we haven't found Hera, we haven't found everything else, so it's more likely than not that the remaining dungeons that we haven't found yet are in these nooks that are either locked behind using the mirror to check extra caves, or are just in places that we haven't been able to fully explore because they're lamp locked.
Ooh, Alazan, Argus with a fighter sword. The only consolation is
Silver arrows.
Silver arrows will make this section a little more palatable.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Mental's Man through the Moldor floor. Hey, there's our 4th bottle. Nice. So yeah. There, with the mirror now, there's a ton of checks. We can check the Cave South of Groves entrance. We can check Graveyard Ledge entrance. We can check... we can check the tablets even. Well, we can read them, but we can't get the item.
Well, they might allow us, you know, the privilege of having a second sword at some point. I think you would at least need the second upgrade just to be able to bonk Ganon. A fighter sword alone won't do it.
People are telling me that Graveyard Ledge was already swamped, but I was just listing off examples, folks. Just as a reminder. And yeah, we can even get up here to the top side of Death Mountain finally. And start looking at these items here. A small key.
Small key to Ognum.
That's a castle tower small key. That is the second one even. That's a required. We need the ether tablet.
Oh no. So we need that second sword.
We need that second sword. And maybe it's here in King's Tomb. Alison's gonna check it right now. Oh, no, I was looking at the wrong feed. Already has checked it. And we see this bug net on the floating island. And hey, there's Hera.
So now we have to hope that a sword is in Hera.
Yeah, a sword puts us into, well, not quite a go mode situation, because we still haven't found Dark Palace, first off. But a sword will let us,
you know, knock off a bunch of stuff on the list, because we could get into Ognum, at least scratch that off our list of things to do.
yeah, but at this point, you might as well treat Aga 1 like Aga 2. You know it's not required for anything except for defeating Ganon, so you might as well save it for when you go to get your Crystal Skull. And the main reason I say that is because of the enemy shuffle that happens when you change the world from pre-Aga to post-Aga.
Alright, now another thing I want to bring up is if Dark Palace is, or Palace of Darkness, if that's the left side race game opening, is there anything else that we would need past that point?
Yes. Looking at our keys, we don't have the Desert Palace Big Key, we don't have the Eastern Palace Big Key, and we don't have the Turtle Rock Big Key. We need all of those big keys in order to finish those crystal dungeons. So we're not out of the woods just yet. Still a few more items left to find before we can finally call an end to the seed.
Oh, right, you can't get into the boss door without the big key. Oh, there's the lamp in Tower of Hera.
I was wondering where that was. Alright, so Darkroom transits are now somewhat free. Don't have to worry about... Actually, you know what? They would have to do Aga 1 in the dark without that lamp, so yeah, that's a required item as far as I'm concerned. Have to get that.
Well, it looks like Alizon's skipped one of the chests, sitting on 4 of 6.
Someone is asking why Aga 1 is required. Aga 1 is required because Ganon is hiding underneath the lumberjack tree today, folks. And the only way you can get in there is to defeat Aga 1.
Yeah, Alizon seems to be having a heck of a lot of trouble with Trolldorm today. The Trolldorm 2 fight in Ganon's Tower knocked him off, and he just fell again to Moldorm 1.
Yeah. And keep in mind, folks, even though we can backdoor Turtle Rock, there's still a big key door and a small key door in between you and Trinex. So that big key is still required even then.
And Trolldorm sitting with a big 20, so no help there, but getting the Tower of Hera Crystal.
Yeah, one less crystal to collect. And we still don't have the Titan's bits, and those could be an important item to find too, because those Titan's bits might be our item that leads us to the Missing Mire area, which could have our piles of darkness, could have our a location that has our Desert Palace big key. And we know both runners have the small key. They both checked the west side of Desert, I believe.
Allison, I don't think that was supposed to happen.
That's something I've never seen before. I guess you can just recast the block.
That was an interesting little interaction there. I think it just about summarizes my whole experience. Just sort of, wait a second. I don't get it. And Mentos picking up the mirror. So let's see where Allison is going to head off to now.
Well, in the meantime, a little bit of news from IRC. Unfortunately, we had someone forfeit. This seed took their toll on them. Although, they accidentally not done. They fixed their mistake, but still, it was kind of,
I was gonna say, they must have made, like, every right decision ever to, you know, finish the seed that...
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Allison going into the rest of Hookshot Cave, so that's the map of Skullwoods, which is of no value. Looks like the 16th heart for Allison at least having some minor bit of value.
Yeah. This is one of the more difficult modes, I'd say, in terms of Crossworld Keysanity. Because
please send help. To steal a line from one of our runners.
Yeah. Who actually is not in this race.
Well, it looks like Allison's got a plan in mind at this point, so...
Yeah.
We'll see what Allison's going to uncork on us here.
Allison using the travel here to get to the top of the mountain. And unfortunately finds another one that hunts. Sadly, no mushroom there, but gonna take advantage of the potion shop here.
Yeah, Mentos Man's gonna get a little bit of bad news here.
Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, in case you're just now tuning in here, Ago 1 is required because Ganon is hiding underneath the lumberjack tree. And if you just now saw that message, a small key to Aghanim, that is a Castle Tower small key on that ether tablet, and our seed has been very sword-starved. We haven't even found Dark Palace yet.
Well, we might have to get a couple milk cartons going here. One for that level 2 sword, and the other one for Palace of Darkness's entrance.
Well, at this point, I can pretty much guess that... Oh yeah, we haven't even found Castle Tower's entrance either. That's another thing. But we know we need those keys.
Well,
There's a...
just by, I guess, process of, elimination of what we've seen through 2 hours of play, there's got to be a good chance of the left side race game hut having one of those 2 entrances, and it looks like that's exactly where Alazun's gonna head off to. But
you know what also just crossed my mind? Old Man. Old Man is a starting point, but it's also a connector.
Ooh.
You can go through his back. The only reason that you don't normally go in the back door and figure out it's his back door is because the last room requires the lamp. It's in the dark. And for all we know, that could lead us to Misery Mire.
Yeah, it looks like Alazun is checking left side, heading down toward the digging game, which will, when using the mirror, turn into the race game.
Yep. Unfortunately, this isn't inverted, so can't use the mirror to rescue the Smiths. We're still missing a Titan Smith for that. There's gonna mirror in this little alcove right here, and this will put him right here in front of the doorway, and inside we have Palace of Darkness. We have finally found it. We only got a couple keys, though.
Well, Mentos, being a little behind, still chugging away, finding the lamp.
So, lots of items here in Pod. But only 2 small keys to Alazun's name. So they have to be very conservative with their keys. Ideally, if you're being super efficient, you need at least 4 small keys.
Wow, Mentos Man making short work of Trolldorm this time around, so picking up a little bit of time on Alazun.
Alright. Second chest is a big key to Eastern Palace. There we go. There's one of our missing 3 big keys.
Oh, unfortunately, that chest having 300 rupees, probably a list of all the things you don't want to be finding.
These are as well. Going to ignore the big key chest as well as the one in the basement over there. Gonna go to the back with the 2 small keys. There are some...
Is it more important to explore and try to find the other missing items, the keys for the other dungeons, or do you just want to finish this one?
Well, another small key to this dungeon, so... regardless, he made the right call. But, in this case, you want to explore because you're missing a lot of stuff. And I don't know about these days, but in the early days of Keysanity, there was a little bit of a key lock you could do if you were very, go-mode-y with your keys. That's the best way I can describe it. Master Sword has been found! Finally!
Wow. 2 hours, 4 minutes in, and we can finally get Aga 1 out of the way.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing a hammer jump, but I think there's not enough time to set it up. That bomb has to blow up right quick, and I don't think there's enough time. No.
Nope.
You pretty much had to get there and set the bomb before the tiles start falling. Otherwise, you're going to run out of time. If you see the tiles, you're too late.
Well, let's see if he gets it this time. Nope. Little too low.
Yeah. the bomb jump is a double pixel perfect bomb jump, and he's not buffering it at all. Now, you can see the little indents in the wall there on each side. The circle is what they are aiming for, actually, when they are setting up the secondary pixel. The line is what they want to set up for the primary, and there you go. There are other ways you can do it, but that's one of the key ways, and you can check for the ones in between your A and Y menus.
Nice one, Thalphon. Sword. I can't believe it's not rupees.
As we get a green rupee from Alazun. Still not done yet, though. Gonna go back through here and use their last key to probably go fight the boss. It is required. And we're gonna get a Bombos tablet check as well. Now you can find blind. It's the map to Thieves Town.
Oh boy.
Yay. Nice spin speed there from Mentos Man. And yeah. Alazun is going to go fight Helmasaur King. Get the other 5-6. And that's something we haven't even considered yet. The 5-6, the Pyramid Fairy hole. That's another entrance that they can explore. That might be a connector that leads to Misery Mire. I didn't even think about that one.
Yeah, that is true. We kind of figured that the left side of the racing game had to be one of them. The Pyramid Fairy would be another one. Now we just have to figure out what the last... the last entrance would be, and where do we find it?
Well, right now we're fighting Helmasaur King. It's most likely in Mire. There's at least 4 entrances in Mire, not including if you have a connector there already. So, more likely than not, we're going to be looking for a connector or the time so we can just finally check the Misery Mire area. Because at this point, it is extremely likely that Aga 1 is in the Mire region.
Oh, that's right. We don't have,
We don't have access to Aga 1?
Yeah, that's a minor little, oversight on my part. Looks like, Mentos might be headed toward, Ice Palace. Or the entrance formerly known as Ice Palace.
Yeah. It's... Well, no, you can't even check the Ice Palace entrance if you don't have the Titan Smiths. That's the next major thing unlocking, or rather, locking a lot of our entrances right now, is that Titan Smith.
Well, what could that possibly be blocking off, though? That's...
Well, top of the list is the conventional way to enter Misery Mire, through the portal at the 6th spot.
Yeah, that's true.
And you know what? There's still Misery Mire lurking out there, and that also has 10 items, I believe. So, still more room for more items to be had. And for all we know, Misery Mire could be over in the Mire region. Last item here for Alison, I didn't miss it. Catching on the restream. Only 3 bombs. So it is Super Bomb time, and I believe the bomb merchant was hanging out over by the Swamp Palace entrance. He's around there somewhere. A fairy cave for Alazun.
Yeah, Allison seems to be in the right area, but doesn't look like they've done all of their, I guess, checks.
Yeah, this is actually extremely linear, if you think about it, despite all the entrances. So Allison's gonna quickly get the bombos and get the blind and get the super bomb while he's in the area. Oh no, it was the compass of Thief's Town. I misread the hint. Whoops. Oh well.
Well, we knew it went to Thieves' Town, so either way, it wouldn't be all that useful as both of our runners have completed Thieves' Town.
Fair enough. Although I said this earlier, the sea does expect you to have the map and compass in order to clear a dungeon, so they expect you to do blind now, which is kind of derpy if you think about it. Oh, you know what? The Titans has actually opened up yet another location or two. We have not been to the Desert Ledge yet. Didn't even think about that one until just now, as Allison enters Eastern Palace. Alright.
Now, I know it's a bit of a stretch at this point. Does Aga 2 ever have any kind of item on them?
No.
Okay.
All I got 2 locks is the pyramid drop down.
And we have already deduced that's really of no value.
No value whatsoever. It is the River Great Fairy. The one whose vanilla cave is normally used for Houlihan. And for those just tuning in, you've missed a one roller coaster of a seat here. To give you a breakdown, just a long story short, they expect you to find the bow, go up Ganon's Tower for the flippers, go all the way back down to get your Cadence Mario from the bridge hobo, to then get your hook shot on the right side of the GT basement.
Well, a small key for Dark Palace as Alazun deletes the Armos Knights in record time.
That small key will allow him to double back and check that last chest.
So we're looking for Desert Palace.
Yeah, we haven't found the back of Desert Palace yet.
We're looking for, I believe, Turtle Rock?
No, we found all the entrances to Turtle Rock, but we don't have the big key, which we need to enter Trinex's room.
Okay, so Turtle Rock is not the next destination on the menu then.
No.
So now Alazun's gonna pick up the key on the Ether Tablet.
Yes. Which is the second Castle Tower small key. The first one was next to the bow. So when Alazun finds Aga Tower, they're good to go. They're able to climb it. So the next bit of logic, I believe, is Super Bomb, and we're actually going to see this back entrance here that I mentioned earlier. Notice how it's getting slightly darker. And out comes Alazun at the Mimic Cave ledge, so complete dud there.
Oof. Yeah, Ganon's entrance is the lumberjack tree, so
Yes.
we need to take down Aga 1 to be able to access Ganon.
And in case anyone's
We
wondering,
have a couple hurdles before we can get to that point.
that's right. And in case anyone's wondering, well, they still have to find Aga 2, right? Wrong. This is a Crystal's Goal Seed. They just need the crystals. But it might as well be defeat Ganon with Aga 1 being required. And if anyone's wondering where the boots were, they were in the big chest of Thieves Town, with the Thieves Town big key being at Light World Shopping Mall, as we call it here in entrance. Actually, right there in that cave that Allison's next to, underneath the rock. And the small key for Thieves Town, I forget where that was.
I think Allison may have forgotten a couple locations here just as to what they were going back through. This is going to be a bit of a problem here for Allison.
Yeah. Allison is most likely looking for the Super Bomb shop at this point. Which I think, considering where Aga is in the Dark World. Okay, emergency exit. This is another connector. We have not seen this one.
Now, I know we've seen the bomb vendor, because that's how we knew where the 5-6 crystals were.
That's right. Okay, wait a minute. We're on Laser Bridge. Or, not Laser Bridge. We're at the... Oh my goodness, this is a chain of connectors here. There's the Hospital's house. And it connects. Oh no! It connects to Ice Palace! Oh! And considering that the other exit of that... Well, here's the thing. Consider the other end of that exchange was Mini Moldorm Cave. That's a long road to nowhere. Oh, wait a minute! There's a cave no one else checked! Recall that there was an entrance that when you let out, it led you to the Laser Bridge safety ledge. We haven't... I don't think we've checked the Light World variation, although we could have mirrored there. And I just wasn't paying attention.
I don't think they would have had the mirror at the point that they were at that spot.
Yeah. But I'm not sure if they just walked over there in the Light World and checked it normally. And yeah, Salva Grove Cave has been checked. Lumberjack Cave I don't think has been checked. Or at least the entrance.
Well, it looks like Mentos Man is popping the ether tablet.
And Allison is going to check the graveyard ledge. Could you mirror and check the King's Tomb entrance I just realized? And this is the entrance to Spectacle Rocks, and nothing going on here. Mentos Man back in desert. Gonna use the entrances here to get around. King's Tomb is Misery Mire!
Oh, wow.
This is a dungeon we can full clear completely. We have all the keys, even though you don't need any of the small keys, but details. Mentos Man found his way to the ledge! Oh, that's how you get the silvers, right. But get a mirror and check the emergency exit cave here. And this one leads to a shop. As you can see here on Alison's feed, there is a total of 8 items here in Misery Mire. And Alison's not wasting any time going straight to the Firelock side. First item found is the Titan's Mitt. There we go. All the entrances are now open to Alazun. And Alazun's gonna nope out, not even gonna check the rest of the chest. This could be a mistake if the big key's here. But it's a quick enough place to get back to as well. Yeah, Mire has way too many entrances and way too much potential value. I can understand this play. Let's finally see what's in Mire. Starting with a shed. It's the Pyramid Fairy. 50 rubies and a heart piece. We have all 3 medallions, so it doesn't matter what the medallion from Misery Mire is, but it is Quake. Gonna pop open the entrance. Reminder, folks, we are still missing the big key for Desert and the big key for Turtle Rock. All of the keys are pretty much accounted for except for a few Turtle Rock small keys.
Mire opens up only into a shop. Ouch.
That's unfortunate. But a couple more checks here. Checkerboard Cave, the fairy next to the Mire, and the storyteller here in Mire as well. 3 more caves. Is one of them Aga 1? We have a storyteller in Checkerboard. This race just got interesting. This race really got interesting. Checking the storyteller cave now. It is another shop. Okay. Great Fairy Cave is all that's left. Fighting the Armos Nice meanwhile is Mentos Man. And it's the left side of Hookshot Cave of Ice Rod Cave. Mire is a complete bust.
I think Alazun is
I'd be flustered too. It's gotta be the other answer's gotta be lying deeper in Mire. But wait, we still have the Titan's Mitts.
Now, what would the Titan's Mitts open up entrance-wise at this point? If anything.
Hammer pegs! Because of the two large black stones you can't get past otherwise.
Okay, that makes sense. Looks like Alazun's going to take Jeremiah on a bit of a tour here. Nope, just going to use the mirror.
And it's... That's... Okay! I don't know how they got unstuck there, but okay.
I don't get it.
Alright, so the Smiths are turned in. And they have a small key. That is yet another dark
palace.
Yep, that's key 5. So that's all the keys we would need if we were to skip the front door. So everything in there is in logic. Mentos Man now into Mire. Will he evac as soon as he finds the Titans, or will he dig deeper? That is an important note to make here. If he digs deeper and finds, like, the Turtle Rock Big Key, that could be huge. That could be the thing he needs to get ahead here. Meanwhile, Alazun's gonna check hammer pegs. The mushroom was here in Misery Mire.
So now we could turn in the mushroom and pick up, hopefully, some manner of progression item then.
And unfortunately, Hammerface was a complete dud. Purple chest is being turned in by Allison as well. So we'll see if Mentos Man's thing is going to be the right call here. Allison's going to turn in the purple chest. We have not seen the super bomb location either. That could be Aga Tower. And really, there's only a handful of locations it can be. Tempered Sword and a small key to Turtle Rock for Mentos Man. It's already important. Not something we need considering the entrance side of things, but still, anything is better than nothing at this point.
Now, is there any more mirror trickery we can pull off with Allison looking to go back to mirroring, revisiting a dungeon, it looks like?
Yeah. Remember, there's one chest that's in the top center, the big key of pod. Gonna use the two small keys here now to just beeline for that check.
Ah, right.
Small key to Turtle Rock number 3. Titan's been found by Mentos Man.
Wow, so Allison went back just for that key. But does that unlock Turtle Rock now? Or is Allison still blocked off?
I think he can scour around this place. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we have an overall winner of this race. Get your GGs in chat for Pink Kitty Rose, who finished in first place of this overall on this daily with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 27 minutes, and 54 seconds.
Please send help. SOS. ... dash dot.
Alright, so not much was here in Misery Mire. So I also made the right call. Oh, there's another thing the Titans must unlock. Is the entrance to Turtle Rock.
Oh, I never even thought about that.
Yep, so we're gonna see what's here. Right now, we're just looking for the Turtle Rock Big Key and the Desert Palace Big Key. I believe Allison already has a small key for Desert. Alright, inside Turtle Rock is the back of Skull Woods. Oh no! Another Fended dungeon.
Yeah, but it's got chests, and I think that's the important part here.
Yeah. One chest and one boss you can kill for an item.
Well, according to Alazun's, well, there's the big key to Desert Palace.
Oh yeah, there. Sure enough, so that was at least progress. So Elsa's gonna be going there. And yes, Pet is dead. And also, second place is taken now by Amazing Ampharos with an official time of 2:29:48. So our runners are slowly starting to finish this seed. We're still missing a couple pieces of the puzzle here on the restream. And at this point, it has to be Pyramid Fairy that's where Aga Tower is. It's either that or it's behind Ganon's Tower where Aga Tower is. And that'd be super rude.
Ooh, Alizon finding a unique item, but that single arrow. Ooh.
Can I forfeit now? I'm kidding, of course. Alright. Gotta find the back of desert. I think we haven't found that yet.
Now, would Ganon's Tower itself count as an entrance?
Yes. And yes, you do need all 7 crystals to break the seal to open the entrance.
If that leads to Aga 1, I think I'm just retired from doing Link to the Past.
Well, it's either that or Pyramid Fairy this one. I think we've seen every other entrance in the game. So... And... Well, it can't be the back of desert if we haven't found that yet. And we already have found it on Alizon's side, so... And we know where Turtle Rock's back door is, so... Yeah, it's either Pyramid Fairy or Ganon's Tower, where this Aga 1 is. I'm kind of hoping it's Pyramid Fairy, because I want the seed to be nice. A little bit. Also, it makes sense considering there could potentially be the Turtle Rock Big Key in Aga Tower, which will put them in go mode. But what a long seed. Lambo being fought by Alizon now.
I mean, we're at 2.5 hours, and we're not done yet.
And Lamo's defeated, but only has money on him. But that is crystal number 6 for Alizon.
Alright, so Turtle Rock Big Key is what we're looking for right now.
Yes, and it could be in Aga Tower. I'm thinking it's behind Super Bomb. We haven't seen that yet. What we do see is a 3rd place finisher in the form of Goomba 90 with a time of 2:33:37. So our top 3 have come in. And here comes the Super Bomb on play, folks.
Yeah, I was going to say, Alizon just found, or remembered where the bomb was.
Alizon going to use the flute here to carry the bomb a little bit further. Can't jump off a ledge now. Going to use the flute to take it to 4, then use the portal. And we've at least seen the big key chest of Turtle Rock that had nothing in it of note. So at this point, Businessman with the big key to Desert now. This has to be it. This has to be Aga Tower, and it has to have the Turtle Rock thing, because at this point, If it's Ganon's Tower for Aga 1, no. Just no.
Yeah, I can kind of agree with that statement here, but we're going to find out soon enough as Alison's going to do a little demolition work on the pyramid here.
If this is not Aga 1... Thank you, game, thank you.
Yeah, it looks like Mentos Man taking on Mothula.
Moth might have the big GG big key.
Well, not Ganon's Tower. We know where that is. That's already been...
Or TR big key,
play.
I meant. It's usually the G key we're looking for. Small key! The Dark Palace, there's key number 6. Unfortunately, a little bit of lag fest. Wait a minute! Is Allison not opening the treasure chest on the way up? Oh no, he found the big key! Alright, we have go mode! I missed it! I kinda called the ending of the seed here, how about that?
Yeah, I missed it as well while Mentos was fighting Mothula.
Yeah, it had to have been in the first chest. Because he didn't check the one in the Dark Maze at all. So that's going over Alazun, and this will be a really quick dungeon to finish. Even has the Tempered Sword, so we'll be in a good position when he goes to fight Ganon as well. Now the question is, will Alazun be in the top 5 of our race? I'm actually kind of curious. Also, this scene is taking a toll on both of us here, but more so these runners, they deserve a follow. We're putting on a good race for us thus far. It's coming to the down to the wire here, but props to their tenacity if nothing else for sticking with it for so long. These seeds can get brutal. And this one was no exception.
Well, it's almost like having to take a geometry test, but it's a little easier this time around.
Yeah. I also like how this was essentially a defeat Ganon goal instead of crystals. But instead of Aga 2, it's Aga 1 you have to fight. That was the twist on this seed that made it really funny and interesting.
Allison holding on for dear life as Aga shoots bolts of lightning.
Yeah. And I'll tell you right now, Haiku Type has taken 4th place with an official time of 2 hours, 38 minutes, 15 seconds.
Uh-oh, so Allison's gonna have to be the next finisher. No top 5.
Yeah. But again, there's at least 20 total participants in this race. Getting the top half of the pack, in a seed like this, I'd call that a victory.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, to clarify folks in chat, Crystal Gold means Ganon is vulnerable after collecting the 7 crystals. You do not need to fight Aga 2. However, in this specific seed, Ganon is hiding underneath the Lumberjack tree, which is only able to be accessed with the boots after you defeat Aga 1. So essentially the seed forces to be a sort of a pseudo-defeat Ganon. And 5th place has now been taken by Korek. Official time, 2 hours, 39 minutes, 16 seconds.
Well done to our top 5 runners. It looks like Allison is into Turtle Rock, so this should be the final crystal, at least.
Yep. Using the fire to great effect here. And good choice to, well, Ganon is over by the tree, so any flute to 3 was fine.
And here goes Mentos Man following in Alizen's steps, although I really don't think there was much that could be done at this point on Mentos Man's side.
Yeah. This seed was admittedly fairly linear for as wide open as a potential seed as entrance can be. But still an entertaining race all the same. As we have Bonta crossing the finish line in 6th with a time of 2:40.26. So yeah, those runners are trickling in here.
Alright, now is Alizen gonna bother with doing anything like Laser Bridge, for example? Or at this point, does Alizen have the path to victory laid out for them?
Just has to defeat Trinex and then go say hi to Ganon.
Okay.
And we have a subscription here. You want to pronounce that name? Because I don't think I'm able to pronounce it without butchering it in some way, shape, or form.
Well, yeah, I can take a shot at it, and it looks like Suikabaj. Feel free to let me know how horribly I've butchered your name there, but thank you for the sub.
And Mentos Man now with the Ganon's tower breaking. The Force Sword was in the chest on the Hanger Tower. Let's go! Tempered Sword from Mentos Man now. So we don't know where the 3rd shield was, and we don't know where the 3rd mail was, or the 2nd mail. Not that we care. Alizen on their way to Ganon. It is now time to finally fight this pig and get this seed done and over with. Bonk the tree, release the leaves, and down to Ganon we go. Where it will be 12 slashes or 6 spins per phase on the first 2 phases here. Has the cape ready, so it's going to be doing slash strats. Afterwards, another 4 slashes as Ganon teleports around the room. Every time you hit him, the 4 will start breaking apart, after which he is done breaking the 4, he'll tell you where the silvers are. And then begins the darkness technique. Keep the torches lit, stun him with a sword, and let loose 4 silver arrows. If you somehow run out of silver arrows and Alizen's quiver is near full, so I doubt they are going to, it'll be 3 spin attacks per missed silver arrow. As Ganon teleports away. What we call the silverless strats, in other words. And Mentos Man is fighting Agawon as we speak as well.
Yeah, but this is a bit of a cutscene that Mentos Man is caught up in. Alizen should be able to score a hit. Yeah, oh, unfortunately not getting the torch glitch.
That's fine.
But it may not matter. Oh, 1 more hit and that'll do it.
There it is. Get your GZ in the chat for Alizen. What a race this is. Man, but now it is finally over for Alizen. And oh no! Alizen finishing in 8th place with a time of 2 hours, 44 minutes, 26 seconds. Wolf 18 finishing in 7th with 2:44.25, beating Alizen by 1 second.
Oh,
Getting stunned
no.
at the very end.
Hey guys.
And we are joined by Alice on GGCU. What a see this was.
It gets worse when you spent half of it realizing you mismarked Bumper Cave, and are getting fewer and fewer exits as you get down to looking for Aga Tower. Which is why I did a couple of random jaunts in directions of exits I knew I had been in just to see if I could find Bumper Cave again. Because one of the trickier places you have to end up is the mirror from Bumper Cave to go to Lightside.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and unfortunately,
though.
yeah, you got sniped there at the end.
That's alright, it happens.
We were actually wondering why you didn't go to Aga 2, so I actually had to double check the seed and realize it was a Crystal Skull. But it essentially was Defeat Ganon, just in a different sense.
Yep. I mean, it was... We basically did it all the way up, but at that point I had checked every single drop down of the game, and so the only thing that left, or that could have been, was the useless drop down. So I didn't bother taking the minute or two to kill Aga 2.
Yeah, well, even with Aga 2 not being required, Aga 1 was! Yeah. So essentially, it was you had to fight the wizard regardless of the Crystal Skull.
Yeah, you were gonna get a fight in Aga one way or the other, and personally I would have rather had Aga 2, thinking about it.
Yeah.
Just because there's fewer blue balls in Aga 2. But then again, at least I didn't have to reclimb GT at the end or anything like that, which would have been awful.
So your routing in the early game actually gave you a big lead for us here on the restream. Because
I felt like I was really inefficient early on.
Well, that early Dark World play gave you your gloves, which lets you get your Thieves Town Big Key, which lets you get your boots.
Yeah,
Mentos Man didn't get the boots until much later. Yeah, Mentos.
Probably the best I felt all season.
Yeah, Mentos unfortunately did not get the boots until very much later. So that gave you an advantage. Also, just as a little bit of heads up here, if you had checked the chest on the way up Aga Tower, the second one, that was the fourth sword.
Yeah, it's alright, but no big.
Yeah, no biggie.
Probably, I would say the time it took to get over there would have been more than the time save it would have given me to tap butter, I think.
Mentos, you crazy person!
Oh, he's going for the hover. I love it.
Doing it. Hold on, I'm popping the stream button so I can check Mentos here.
Mentos, you bad man.
For the hover of TR.
The TR hover.
Oh, and he pulls it off.
That's all I can say is just, I gotta give him applause for that.
Well, here we go with Trihex and Mentos Man. Gonna make short work of this, I can only assume at this point.
Yeah. So, another thing that gave you the edge over Mentos Man's here on the main restream, Mentos Man forgot to use the bush drop down and didn't get the bow until very late. And if he had the bow when he went into Turtle Rock with Canis and Mario, he would have been able to get the flippers much earlier than you did. But you ended up getting the flippers first, so between you two.
Yeah, I'll say I definitely reversed last location my flippers, in that I sequence broke the Cane of Samaria and basically had shut down everything except GT at that point was locked by flippers, and so I found Cane and it gave me some stuff, and I'm like, well, let me do right to GT now, got my hook shot, and I'm like, well, my flippers are on top of GT here.
Yeah. And if you think about it, that means the GT was a required double dip to climb the tower. Oof. At least you avoided that.
Yeah. I mean, I double did GT, but I didn't, I had the cane, so I got to do right side and go move up at the same time, which is...
Alright, Mentos Man now into the Ganon fight. So, I want to ask you this. You finished off blind, thinking you get a nice big key there. You get a big key to a dungeon you didn't want to get. And what was your reaction to that?
Didn't I also get the Skull Woods and Swamp Big Keys in Thief Town?
I believe you did, yes, but this big key was Misery Myers, which essentially meant you finish one pen dungeon to unlock the means to finish the second.
Well, yeah, but it was also just a big eye roll, because it was 3 big keys I didn't particularly want going into this scene.
Yeah. And actually...
Such quest keys and the pen that I didn't want to do.
And speaking of Misery Myers, you must have had like some third sense there, because you beelined it straight for the Titan's Mints.
I mean, that's the usual way you clear in Keysanity. But it was just kind of... I had this agate tower in my head the entire time, and knowing I hadn't seen it. And so as soon as I found the mints, I'm like, that's gonna open a lot of... And so rather than going through and continuing on at that point, I'm just like, you know what, I'm bailing.
Well...
I'll take the risk. I thought I was gonna have to come back. I
Ladies
thought
and
I was gonna get unlucky.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you to Jesus and chat from Benjamins8, who has taken 9th place with a time of 2 hours, 51 minutes, and 4 seconds. So you two finishing behind each other, and, well, not quite a big gap between you two versus you and Wolf there in the Discord, in the IRC. 1 second difference there. That had to be a little bit disappointing.
Yeah. That's gotta be, I mean, it's a 1 spot difference. It's not a big deal. I did better than I would have guessed going in anyway.
Yeah, we'll see if Mentos Man wants an interview here. Just gonna check real quick. But yeah, any final thoughts regarding the sea before we let you go?
No, not really. It was a fun scene. It was one of the longest scenes I've gone in Cross Keys recently before I got a crystal. It felt like a very, very slow burn, but it kind of opened up really well, which was nice.
Yeah, this is a really slow scene to get started, but once you got going, it just... You were kind of like a snowball on just gently rolling down a hill. You just slowly started building up speed, and then you just plowed through it at the end.
Yep. But, I mean, it worked. Managed to get it. Didn't get the best speed I've ever gotten, but still a pretty reasonable scene. Had a surprisingly low collection rate, seeing the 180.
Alright, well, Mentos Man has yet to reply to my questions. In the meantime, folks, if you're interested in another daily race, we currently have, of course, that tomorrow is a standard race at 2 p.m., and we have an open race at 9 p.m. We currently do not have a confirmed channel for those at this time. So stay tuned to the schedule for that. Speaking of the schedule, make sure to also follow Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2 through 6. There's a ton of different kinds of races going on. Surely there's something that'll fit your tastes. Okay, so make sure to also stay tuned to the schedule and keep followed as well so you can tell when they go live. And we are joined by Mentos Man. Get your GGs. How's it going? I'm a little tripped up here. So, first thing I'm going to ask you, Mentos Man, is... You just didn't want to cut the lawn?
Sounds like
what?
we have a... Ah, there we go. I was going to say we have a little bit of an audio issue.
So yeah, the first question I have for you, Mentos Man, is... Did you not want to cut the lawn outside of where the sanctuary was?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. I did not think of that.
Yeah, that would have let you got your vote a little bit faster. You know, just a little bit.
Tad bit, yeah. That would have been good.
But yeah, you played the seed pretty well as well. And the double dip that the seed expected you to do, though, that would almost threw you for a loop, I would expect.
There were a lot of double dips the seed expected you to do. My favorite was the Eastern Palace Big Key in Pod to get a pod small key off of Armos. Like, oh, thanks, buddy.
Yeah. Well, the one in Ganis Tower was kind of ruder because they wanted you to go all the way up the tower to get the flippers, to go all the way back down and out to get your Canis Moria. You can go to the basement and get your hook shot. At least you didn't have to go back up again. This wasn't a defeat Ganon goal, although it might as well have been.
Yeah, after I got the Moldorm 2 chest, I'm just like, well, I know that the pyramid's got nothing in it, and I don't feel like fighting Aga 2, so I'm gone.
Yeah.
I would say pretty much nobody plays Defeat Aghanim for Kruskis anyway. The whole point of it is you trick yourself for an hour and a half. You aren't going to have to climb the tower, and then you have to climb the tower anyway.
Yeah, so a main key difference to this race here, Mentos, is you saw Hookshot Cave and you did not go in. When Allison saw it, Allison made the immediate play to check the other connector and just started exploring Dark World, found the gloves, and that just opened up the seed a lot faster for him in general.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I tend to play relatively safe when it comes to taking connectors to avoid forgetting entrances. So I didn't take that right away, and then it ended up just that little one-off location that I end up with a lot of throughout the seed. That it's like, well, I could go there, but it's a lot of time to just go walk through that cave and see what's there.
Yeah. But yeah, any final thoughts on the seed before we hang those up? We've been on the air for quite a while.
Yeah, 3 hours at this point, so,
I got nothing except for that was a pretty rude seed, especially considering I have barely played this game for the past couple months.
Yeah, fairly rude, but also more or less. I said this earlier to Alice. It is kind of like a snowball, or just gently on a gentle slope. You just give it a little nudge, it slowly goes down, but it since builds up momentum, gets bigger and bigger, and then it just, well, snowballs.
That's alright. I had an illusion in my head that it was going to be Argomode and Ganon's Tower the entire seed. Like, you have to go, you get 7 crystals and open Ganon's Tower and find Aga Tower. That would have been the cherry on top.
Yeah, I was fully expecting that when I found where Aga Tower was.
Thank goodness again, the Turtle Rock Big Key was there, right? Kind of preventing that logic.
Yep, I was expecting Laser Bridge at Pyramid Ferry, and then, oh, you got Laser Bridge done. There's the big key to T-Rock, and then, hey, now you gotta go to GT for Aga Tower.
Oh, yeah, we never did see where Laser Bridge led out, didn't we? I guess that's where Ganon's Tower is. Check pretty much everywhere else.
Oh, so I would have guessed right side eastern, I don't think.
Oh yeah, right side desert, we never checked either, yeah.
Sorry, right side desert, not right side.
I can understand why you...
Ganon's Tower are the only 2 still on my map.
Alright, well, once again, folks, get your GZ in chat for Mentals Man 8, as well as Aliza. And, of course, or Speed Gaming 2 through 6. And also, if you're more comfortable listening to commentary in a more comfortable language like German, French, or Spanish, because you're more familiar with that language, we do offer restreams in those languages for your listening pleasure as well. While you're at it, make sure to also give my co-commentator Frico here a follow, as well as Seru X, our tracker, here for this. But that's good.
Yeah, Seru X is definitely the unsung hero of all of this. This is not an easy task, keeping track of the keys, the big keys, everything else that is involved past going through just the standard tracker duties.
Yes. Well, with that all being said and done, folks, so from all of us here at Link to Faster Randomizer, I have been Wolfling0370, and we just see you all next time, and thank you for watching. Have a good night, everyone. I know I will.
Have a good night, everybody.